Good morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody. Today we are going to be going over the OP gearing vendors that you guys are going to be finding here in Mists of Pandaria. There are quite a few of them, and they sell item level 372 gear at level 85 to 408 gear at level 88, and these vendors are at multiple locations all throughout Pandaria, and I'm going to talk about the prereqs to get to some of them, how you unlock them, where you can get to, where you can see them all, and there are just so many options when it comes to all that. So the very first one that we are going to talk about is the entry one. Now, the entry level one depends on if you're a Horde or Alliance, but essentially you come to Pandaria, you have a quest, you talk to either Varian or Garrosh, and you either start at the Southern Islands and blast up if you're Alliance to Pearlfin Village, or you're Horde and you do a fighting thing over here, you go to Honeydew Village, and you eventually ally with the Hosen here. And that is the first one here for the Horde at Gruken Hill at coordinates 2750, right here, very close to Valley of Four Winds. After you do all the entry quests and you unlock this location and the Hosen are your allies, you can then talk to Rivet Clutch Chop here, and he will be available to buy it. He is a phase vendor. I have come here on boosted characters that did not do the entry quest on the beta, and they were not able to see him, so you have to absolutely do the entry quest. I actually almost got 50% of my level just doing the entry level quest, so it's a bit long, took a decent amount of time, but you're able to get some 372 gear, and they literally have every slot for every armor specialization and statted to you, so you can get every piece of gear. They're about 25 to 50 gold per. Weapons are the most expensive, but I bought this entire gear set here, and it cost me about 800 gold for it. And so you could get a full 372 set of armor, rings, even trinkets, and weps for 700 or 800 gold. Now, the next one, and the Alliance one, is down here at Pearlfin Village, which I think is in the middle of this water right here with the like water people. I forget what they're called, but they get that from there. And then there's actually a neutral one in the middle of Jade Forest, and that's the next location we're going to go to, so I'll see when we get there. So the neutral one that you do not have to do the entry quest to Pandaria to do, so like if you are terribly geared on an alt, you could actually just skip whatever your entry level quest is, and you could come right here to Dawn's Blossom at coordinates 4645, and you could talk to Singegrove here. He sells the same exact gear for the same exact prices. It is the 371.85 gear, and you can buy all the same exact stuff you can at your faction vendor. This is something you would do if you are straight boosted, really low gear, and you have 800 gold and you just want to get your item level up. If it's a character you just got out of leveling, you might want to consider skipping the starting quest because it's quite extensive, and just taking a little trip here to get the new stuff. So that is just a little tip. And now we're going to show you the next one, which is in the Valley of Four Winds. So I'll see you when we get there. So our next one is at a very interesting location. So we're right here at the border of the Jade Forest to the second area that you're going to go to when you're questing in the Valley of Four Winds. You literally follow this road right here. You take a right, and you come to the next vendor location, which is Claretta here, and she will sell the same 372 gear. Now, she only appeared, and like all of these vendors that you are going to see only appear after you are able to do the entry quest, but she still sells the same 85 gear that the previous two people did. This one is one that you will come across very naturally because the quest line straight up forces you here, as you can see with all these characters. So you will come right here and you can buy this gear. It might be nice if you missed that you're done leveling in Jade Forest and you want to finish up getting those pieces of gear. Now the next one is going to be at Half Hill in the middle of the valley here, so I will see when we get there. Alrighty guys, so we are at Half Hill Village, smack dab in the middle here of the valley, and it is at coordinates 5674. Now this vendor's tricky because he runs all up and down the village, but I found him right here at the inn 2 times in a row, and he also sells the 372 gear. So these first 4 vendors from Jade Forest and the valley are going to sell the 372 gear. The next vendors that we are going to see are selling higher upgrades and stuff like that. It's just sort of the entry level questing gear. I really wish they had like 86 gear here. I think that would be better. However, I guess they never made it, but somewhere in between these would be really cool. I'm not entirely sure where you would be at questing here, because you could be like early level 86, something like that. But here's the vendors selling the same gear for the same prices of about 800 gold for the 4 set that we talked about at the beginning of the video. But the next place we are going to head is going to be to Kun'Lai Summit, and I will see you when we get there. Whoop. So to show you just how you get here normally, your quest will guide you here, but it is all the way at the top part of the valley right here. We came in through Jade Forest over there, and then it's just up the mountains, and you go through the Vale stair all the way to Kun'Lai Summit, and now it'll be the very next place that you go through. You'll go through all this. You'll have like some quests with Rathion here at his little inn. There's even a flight path for the taverns in the mist, and then you would continue all the way up through here, through the ancient passage, and then that takes you to Kun'Lai Summit. So I'm just going to voop over there and see you then. Voop. Alrighty guys, so right when you exit the ancient passage, we are going to be heading into Bidden Village, just right here in the very southeast corner of Kun'Lai Summit, and you're going to just walk forward into this village, and you are going to come to the Metal Paw, and his coordinates are 7192, and the Metal Paw is where we see our first upgrade, and he sells level 87 gear for item level 393, and he sells all the same gear, like items, everything. You can get 393 weapons, which is the equivalent of normal Dragon Soul. So most of you are rocking 393 weps at this time if you played Kata at all. However, if you didn't and you just quested, you'd be a little bit behind with it all. But anyway, that is the vendor. You can buy all this gear for roughly 850 gold. It is a slight increase because that is better gear, but it is still really good to get this entire set if you are slacking. There might be some pieces that if you were just questing and leveling and didn't really do any of the kata in-game, you might be able to replace a few pieces there if you were just simply questing in Pandaria. So anyway, we are going to head to the next one, which is going to be all the way in Townlong Steps, and in order to get there you would literally just follow the road right like this, and you come out all the way in the northern part of Townlong Steps. So I'm going to see when we get there. Whoop. Alrighty, we have arrived at Longing Outpost here in Townlong Steps at coordinates 7457. Now there are 2 gear vendors here. You have Supplier Zen, who will sell you the level 88 gear, which is 408, and it is a little bit more expensive. You'll be closer to 900 gold spent if you are to buy all of this gear, but it is good 408 gear. That's the big jump from the previous gear that we saw at 393, almost 10 eye levels for one piece of gear. This is where most people probably would replace gear if they did not have really good stuff. This is heroic Dragon Soul level at the 410 stuff. So at 88, you're pretty much going to start replacing your gear, whether it's quest or you're buying here. Now the other vendor is a little bit north right here, and Alan here sells the 87 gear as well. So if you find yourself level 87, you miss the Townlong Steps vendor, you can in fact buy some right here at Longing Outpost. Then the final one is actually on top of the wall. So the only way to get on top of the wall is to climb it right here when you enter Townlong Steps, go all the way to the top if you were to do this without flying, and then you go all the way across the entire wall from the top at Kun'Lai all the way down to almost right here at the Vale, at the bottom of Vale of Eternal Blossoms, and there are a ton of level 90 mobs there that you have to be very careful, otherwise it is a pain in the butt and you will die. So very, very important that you note that when heading to the final one. But anyway, I'll show you when we get there. Voop. Alrighty guys, so we have made it to our final adventuring supply vendor. He's technically in Vale of Eternal Blossom on top of the Great Wall, and he is at the coordinates 1478, and he sells the level 88 gear as well that you just got at the other place. So there's really no point of coming all the way over here unless you're just going for the flight path. I don't know if this upgrades or changes or anything like that. Time will certainly tell if it does or changes, but these are all the vendors that I'm aware of and have found and can share with you. And it is right here at the flight path. So if you do come and get the flight path, it makes it a little bit easier and gives you a reason to go. But definitely would do the Townlong Steps vendor at Longyang Outpost for that gear. But anyway, guys, those are all the gearing vendors here in Pandaria. You can get 372 gear all the way up to 408 gear from level 85 to 88. After that, it's just going to be questing gear, dungeon gear, and the normal ways to gear up your character. But I really hope this video helps you out, shows you how you can get all this gear, and get some really, really nice legs up for the quests. So if you have any questions, anything else, definitely drop it down below, and I will do my best to address them. But until next time, I'll see you later. Hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.
Hey you. Yes you. Are you still there? Well, I appreciate you for taking the time to watch this entire video and making it to the end here. If you enjoyed this video, definitely check out the other videos about World of Warcraft listed in these playlists down below. And thank you again. Have a great day. Bye-bye.